crafters, welcome back to my channel, Margaret Knob Designs, and we are going to be working on putting our matting down for our pages for our Folio mini album, and I'll show you where my mind is going with it, and we'll go through most of the matting. I'm going to do a lot of the cutting off screen, and then we'll come back and put that on, and then there is going to be a special page right here in the middle that I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. So for now, let's just get started and let's get caught up to where we are. And right now we have this front page done. We've got our pockets in, and we need to have tags for those. And then this opens like that, and we've got this page right here. So it's basically just a flat map. God darn it, see, this makes me so mad. I'm gonna have to go back and fix that. Here I thought I was just like perfect. I got it down perfect, and it looks so off. So what I wanted to do with this book this time around is I wanted to make this a little bit more simplistic and a little bit more about photos and being able to see the photos and not putting a ton of flips and flaps into anything. I'm going to put some of the flaps in because I want to be able to have more room for photos, or kind of more landscape for photos, but it's not about just flipping and flapping through the whole book. And I am inking with Vintage Photo, Tim Holtz Vintage Photo, and it's a Distress Oxide. I use the Distress ink or the Distress Oxide. I just use whatever is closest at hand. And I'm going to start off by putting this, getting this page in and matching that up with my pages, kind of do a dry fit to begin with. Make sure that we're okay. I see why I got this off. I think I put this off a little bit. No, I don't think I did. I think it's just this, and it's making everything look like it's off. Here I thought I just put it in so straight. Oh well. It's only paper, right? You can fix things. Most of the time. Most of the time we can. The big trick is not to put it down too tightly until you're sure you've got it where you want it. And I thought I had that where I wanted it, but it's not the right place. And make sure that that page does not butt over onto the hinges. So the other thing that I wanted to do in here is I wanted to put like a photo mat in here, and then possibly two smaller photos down here. And I put the cream inside with the Vintage Photo on there. I'm going to embellish with some of the butterflies or florals. I'm not 100% sure what I want to do, but I'm going to let that layout be like that. And I'm also going to make this photo mat a pocket, so that if we want to put a tag behind there, I have room to do that. And so I'm going to move this down just a little bit, not quite in the center, a little lower than midpoint. And it won't necessarily be a real wide tag, but it will be, you know, it'll still have, you can still get down it. So that'll be nice. I think that'll add a nice little touch to this page. And then we're going to do the same thing on these. And I'm not sure I'm going to put tags in them, but I want to in case I want to give myself the opportunity to do it if I want to. All right. The other thing is I was considering putting magnets in my pages, and I decided that so far nothing's really been flopping around. So I am not going to use magnets on this folio. And if I have to make adjustments later, I can do that. But I don't think that I'm going to need them. I did, however, use magnets on some little booklets that I'm going to put down, and that's only because they're I don't want them as little booklets flopping around. But I don't think this will, when we open our book, I don't believe this is going to end up flopping around. So I think we'll be okay with that. So we're also going to go ahead and get this page down. Make sure this is the right one that's measured out. And what I'm doing is basically just going around the pages and cutting them 1/8 of an inch smaller. This matting right here, let me give you those measurements. The matting for this is 3.25, and then it's a 3, I think it was a 3 by 2.5. Yep, 3 by 2.5. And same thing down here. So this was 3 1/4 across with 3 3/4 tall. So 3 3/4 tall are the big brown mats, and 3 1/4 going across. And then this one was 4 1/4 by 5 5/8, and my matting on here I did 4 by 4 1/4. And then just if you want to put a piece, I put this down here so that I could do some writing on there or note taking. If I don't, I don't, but I'm going to go back to add some embellishments onto here. And all right, so our next piece is for here. And let me just make sure this, and I'm just doing a flat piece onto this front for now because of the little bunny and basket on here. I love it. So we're gonna, oh, maybe, no, I'm gonna do this. So basically, just going along and using your mats on your pages are basically 1/8 of an inch on each side, or you would cut it 1/4 inch smaller. That's if you want the 1/8 of an inch. If you want to have a 1/16 of an inch along the sides of your papers, or your cardstock mats, then you need to cut it 1/8 inch smaller, and that's what I try to do. Sometimes my matting is a little bit more than 1/16 of an inch, but I'm okay with that. And even on the covers, I generally really like to do it so that there is 1/4 of an inch all the way around. I like to double or triple mat. Look how nice that looks. I like that. And then there's a little bit of the pattern paper sticking out, and once we fix that, we should be good to go. So that's our first kind of folding flap there. And then on this page, this is our first page or hinge page, And what I have for this is I decided I wanted to put this paper down onto this page, kind of looking at the bunnies again, and I'm going to do a belly band going across this page. So I'm going to go ahead and, like we did with the other page where we put it on here and then turn it over. So let me just see. Sometimes it's like if I try to be perfect, that's when I'm really off. I think that's about centered. Now let me, okay. We're gonna go on this side and we're gonna glue that belly band down. Onto the back of this paper. Oops. Made a little cutting mistake over there, so I just made my tab 1/4 of an inch instead of 1/2 of an inch. You know, we can, 1/2 inch is the standard, but you sure can go with 1/4 of an inch if it, look at that. Wasn't I perfect? And then I wasn't. Oh my gosh. How maddening am I? I know it's not perfectly centered, but well, I think that's about the best I'm gonna do. I hope you get a chuckle out of some of my escapades here rather than frustrated. Might have to start learning how to do bloopers or something and just bloop out those sections where I think I made a mistake. So I think that that's beautiful as far as the color and patterns go. So what we're going to do is put onto here, I've got these couple little booklets. They're photograph booklets, and I think they're 4x4, or they are 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So then, so if it's 3, so you're going to cut this at 6 1/2 and then score in half, and then I matted it inside with some colored cardstock that I had in my stash. I wanted to do something a little bit lighter, but not the cream. So I thought that pink would pick up some of the subtle hues of the pink in there. So what I wanted to do with these is I actually wanted to put these on my belly band, but put them a little bit off to the side, not quite even, but not quite completely off to the side. So I think I'm going to do that and stick those down. So I have nothing on the back because this is a belly band and you shouldn't need anything on the back of it. It's our little bunny. And these are the ones that I was talking about that I had put magnets in because I just didn't want these flopping. And then we'll get this one on. I love this cute little dress. Actually reminds me of some of the gowns that I would see in my grandparents' pictures from when they were children, and from Germany. So pretty cool. I love this paper, and the thing that I like best about it is that you know, it's Country Bunny, so it came out around Easter time, but that doesn't mean that it has to be used for Easter. I think that has a real nice touch on it. Again, we can accessorize or add things onto it if we feel that we want to. When we come back, I will do all the adding of the additional pieces when we, you know, before it's the final walkthrough. So I hope everybody is enjoying almost summer in their home states, and hope you all have great plans for Memorial Day weekend. I did have plans, but I decided to change them. So it's all by my own choice. I was going to go up to our cottage that's up north in Eagle River, but I decided not to. I'm going to stay home. Guess what I'm going to do? Crafting. Yes, I'm going to do crafting, but I also am hoping that I can get started on organizing some of the things. I've just done a few crafty hauls, and oh my gosh, I got a big haul from Country Craft Creations, and I really should have, you know, I may end up putting something on here, a little button or something, because that magnet, even though it's a small magnet, one of these small ones they put on there under the paper, it's pretty strong. So we'll see, but maybe it won't be quite that strong once there's a picture on there. Okay, so we have these few pages, this all done, and again, these are going to be embellished a bit, and this is our next page. So we're going to do something down here on this side, and then we've got this flap there and there. So I will come back as soon as I've got the papers ready and for what we're going to be putting on these flaps. All right, see you in a little bit. Thanks.